Okay, so welcome back everyone guys. Now in this lecture I'll be talking about login project, and I'm going to talk about login project from UI side basically. But as a SQL developer, you are not supposed to understand this UI side. It's going to be a black box kind of view. But yeah, so end-to-end implementation I'm going to show you so that you will be able to get a flavor. You will be able to get a feeling that, okay, fine. So this is how we have done something inside the SQL, and we are eventually able to use it. Similarly, I have shown you other project as well, right? So here the main motto is to give you a complete view that, okay, so we are doing something inside a SQL. It's not like we are just writing a query over there, but in real how we can try to use it. This is something I'm going to show you in one of the way, and there are like a millions of way, because every application is going to use some sort of a SQL, some sort of query in a backend. So let me share my screen, and here is a project setup. You don't have to do anything, just try to like open up that project setup which I have shared inside your dashboard, and you will be able to see a couple of like files over here, a pre-built file. So there is something called as backend, so where I'm trying to keep everything which is going to call my database, which is going to interact with my database, which is going to call all the procedures, because here I'm trying to follow a procedural approach, functional approach, right? So where someone can call the function and things will be done. Yeah. So procedural approach. So I have already created a three procedure, right? I have already created the three procedures. So get a user permission, create a user, and login, right? So for that, I have already created the procedure, and the procedure simply means that I can try to call anything as a function and I will be able to use it. Yeah. Okay. So here you will be able to find out a backend, you will be able to find out a DB, and you will be able to find out a front end. So front end is been written in a React, and then backend is been written inside a Node, and then DB means a simple SQL file. So inside a DB, you will be able to find out the exact same file that I have shown you even inside a MySQL workbench. There is no changes at all that you will be able to find out. For example, if I'll talk about a schema.sql, so you will be able to find out all the tables. So role table, permission table, role permission table, user table, and login table, and then its indexes, right? For the faster query processing, we are creating the indexes. Now there is a seed, so where we are trying to like insert the default data for role permission and role permission, basically these three tables. And then there is a store procedure, the three store procedure that we have created. So for a login, for a user permission, and for a creating a user. So this is the three function that we have created, three procedure that we have created. So everything you will be able to find out inside the SQL table. Now how you are going to execute it? So that's the first question. So first of all, Node must be installed inside your system. And when I have taken the Node class, even inside your SQL, so I've already told you, right, that you have to go to node.org. Doesn't matter which system you have. So you have to go to Google, and then node.org, and from here, so you have to basically download, right? So you have to basically, let me call download. So download node.js, and just from here, so you can try to download the Windows MSI installer, or if you are using some other system, Mac OS, Linux, or AIX, you can try to go ahead with the respective system. That's completely fine. So this should be installed, and then you are supposed to verify it inside your console. So maybe you can try to write node v, and then it is going to show you that, okay, fine, this is the version which has been installed. Now, if this is done, it simply means that we are ready for the next step. So how we are going to execute this project, first of all. So we can try to execute this project if node is already installed, right? If node is already installed, then it's well and good. And let's start executing this project. But before that, from a backend, right? So from a backend, just try to go inside the config.env. And here, so I have given my own password. Yeah. So admin123450 @ Try to change this password. So this password, try to change it. If you are using a different user, try to change the user. Localhost is going to be same, and this port number is going to be same. So try to change this password that is available inside the backend, because my backend services is connecting with my SQL system. Yeah, is connecting with my SQL system. Apart from that, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything, by the way. Yeah. Okay. So here what we have to do is we have to run the backend first. Now what backend will do eventually? So backend is going to, even as a SQL guy, so let me explain you that what backend is going to do. So basically I have written a backend by using a node. So let me draw something. So by using a node, we have written a backend. Node, we have written basically a backend. Now, so whenever you are going to click, right, whenever you are going to click from a client side, whenever you are going to click means you are going to input some sort of a ID and password, or maybe you will try to click on create, do a sign in or do a sign up, right? So whenever you are going to, this is what I'm calling as a click. So it is going to call your backend, right? And then backend is going to call our respective operations, that what we are supposed to do on this kind of a click. So if required, so it will try to go and search maybe a SQL table if it is required. So maybe search, or maybe it is going to insert, maybe it is going to like a update, or it is going to basically fetch. So this is what backend is going to do, and it is going to return that to the click, or I can say on a overall basis front end. It is going to return to the front end, so that you will be able to see each and everything in a front end. So backend wise, I'm using Node. So, and then front end wise, so I'm using a React. Both is a JavaScript. So both is written in a JavaScript. So with the help of JavaScript, I will be able to use it. And then like a database wise, DB wise, so we are using MySQL. Yeah, no changes in that databases wise, so that my backend can interact, my backend code can interact with the MySQL. And if you remember, so we were able to interact with the Python, and we were even able to like interact with the help of Node. So same thing, right? Same thing. There is no changes at all. So here, first of all, what you have to do is you have to up and you have to basically start your backend. To do that, just go inside a backend folder. So cd backend, backend backend, and then from here, just try to do npm dev. Yeah, npm dev. Sorry. So npm run dev. Sorry, my bad. So npm run dev. So from a backend, npm run dev, and it is giving me unhandled error. Connection database connected successfully. Node event 496 unhandled. Address already in use. Okay, so I'm already executing it somewhere, and that is the reason. So it is giving me an error. Not an issue. I'm going to terminate it. Okay, so terminated it, and let me run it once again. Yeah, so now it has started running at 5000 port. So this backend is up and running at 5000 port, and I can, these are the APIs. So these are the API for auth. This is the user API. So API means it's an endpoint, means at this point, there is some function which is available, which I can try to call, which I can try to execute. So once your backend is up and running, leave it and then try to open up a new terminal. Yeah, new terminal, try to open it up. Now just try to do CD, right? So just try to do CD front end basically. And then inside a front end folder, just try to like do one thing. So you can try to call npm install, so that it will be able to install all the dependencies. So whatever dependencies is been done, and then you can try to call npm start. So once you are going to call npm start, now it is going to give you the UI. So this kind of a UI you all will be able to get at this particular location. So let me open up this UI. Yeah. So this is the UI you all will be able to get at this particular location. Now via this UI. So this is basically my client, right? This is basically my client. Now with the help of my client, I can try to do a sign up. I can try to do a sign in over here. I can try to select the user, whatever I want, means like I can do it. Simple, right? I can do it. So first of all, let's try to do a sign up over here. So choose a username. So here I can try to choose a username is equals to Euron1, let's suppose. Yeah. So Euron1 is a username, and then email ID. So Euron at the rate Euron.1. Now user wise, so I would like to create an admin user, right? Password wise, I can try to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then confirm password wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Create account. Now, if everything is fine, then it is going to show you registered successfully. Okay. Registered successfully. Fine. So successfully, now I can go ahead and I can try to do a sign in. So to do a sign in, I can try to use the same password. So Euron1 is a ID, and then password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fine. Now do a sign in. So here I'm able to get into a auth system dashboard, and it's telling me that user is Euron1, role it is not able to showcase. That's completely fine. Email ID is this, member since this one. Yeah. So this is the auth dashboard, means once user will be able to log in, I'm able to show something over here after login. So maybe I can give some access inside this particular page or anything, right? For example, inside a Euron, once you will be able to log in, you can access LMS, where you can access courses and content and material and everything. So we have written a similar kind of a things even over there. So once you will log in, if you are not logged in, then something different will be visible. After the login, something different will be, something else you all will be able to access basically. So fine, this is something that we have done. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's try to go and check the database. Yeah, let's check the database. So here, first of all, I'm going to check a user database. So here, if you are going to check the user database, so we are converting password in a hash, as you can see. So password in a hash we are trying to convert, and then we are going to store it. So here from a node itself, inside a node, we are calling a function. So eventually that function is going to convert my password into a hash code, and then I'm able to like insert it inside the database. It's not as a string. So again, in a real time, we do the same thing. So this is something that we have done. And then logging log. So here again, logging log, I'm able to find out. So Windows NT, this Chrome ID, this is the like a IP address, each and everything I'm able to log in. Yeah, each and everything I'm able to log in, as simple as that. So audit log I'm able to maintain, and then user table I'm able to maintain. Rest of the tables are basically a pre-built table, right? Pre-built table. So now anyone can come over here, right? Anyone can come over here, and then anyone can try to access it. Anyone can try to register it. Anyone can try to access it. And then on top of this, anyone can build anything that they want. If I'm going to log out, so again over here, right? If I'm going to log out, so this activity is changed. Each active is 1, right? Now let's try to re-execute, and in some time, so yeah, it should change. Okay, it will change in some time. So this is the login things that we are able to create it, guys. Now, no need to stress on the front end and the back end. So it's completely fine. You are the SQL guy, so you're not supposed to worry about the front end and the back end. But yes, how we are going to create like a, SQL things, how we are able to create each and everything, that is something that you should be worried about, right? Because this is something that you are going to do. And as a software engineer, yes, obviously you should know about the front end, you should know about the back end, which is, I believe, very, very easy for any software engineer. Any one of us can understand like a front end and back end in a very just way, and how we are calling a function, how we are calling a method in a very, very easy way. So try to execute this project, guys, in your system. Enjoy it. If you are facing any kind of issue, do let me know. I'm here to help you out. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you again in my next lecture.